Hello, hello, all my lovely and wonderful punks. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good day so far. We're going to be doing more Citizen Sleeper today. I'm doing okay. I mean, I both woke up pretty late, but that's okay. It was fine. I'm only 15 minutes late. We'll fix my sleep schedule eventually. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to go ahead and pop on over. Video game up here. There it is. Hello, Sammy. You were first. Hello, Specs. Hello, Neo. Hello, EO. How you guys doing? Hope you're all doing well. Between streams, we got followed by Circuit Cabby. So, Circuit Cabby, thank you for the follow. As a follower, you're an official punk, which means you're an official badass. Good to have you here. And, yeah. I'm cracking my can open for you guys. There you go. Alright. So I thought I had saved at the start of the next day, but I guess it saved at the end of the previous one. Neo, the terrible twosome. So true. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's go to sleep. Boop, 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 boop. That's okay, dice. Alright, so Fang is working on getting the person who is tailing us off of our tails. We've done a tiny bit of work in the shipyard. There will be something here at this dock soon. This thing is about to leave, but I don't think I care very much about it. We can use our 6 if we want to steal the dock plans to get some extra information here about the rotunda. Oopsie. Leave. We have the Ort exchange for money. Sabine's for medicine, emphasis for food. We bought our way into low end, so low end we can do maintenance and gamble in the area to try and make friends and get energy. There's a second food stall here now that we can work at for food. We have this spoke. That is a place we can explore. If we explore it enough, we'll presumably get some more places to look at. And then we need a lot of money to cross this gap, but presumably there are interesting mushrooms over there. So we're actually pretty free at the moment in terms of nothing major to do. I think we'll use this 6 to go ahead and steal the dock plans. Dock Watcher. Getting to know the Rotunda doesn't just mean new places to visit. It means keeping your eye on new arrivals, too. Womp. Ooh. Okay, so we now have the Overlook Bar, the Sealed Dock, and a new person. Ankita. Let's start with the person. Hey, you. Want to earn a chit? Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied-together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Sure. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles. What is it with this place? She asks as everyone lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Don't try anything, alright? She taps the butt of her sidearm. I don't want to have to put anyone else down today. Anyone else? She shrugs. What can I say? My temper's a little short lately. Ankita hoists 1 bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat. You've got to earn that shit. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita looks at you, or Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way. And she sets down, and she sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. Is that a real word, or is that a sci-fi word? Stevedores. One who is, hold on.
Stevedore.
Stevedore. One who is employed in loading or unloading ships. Okay. Dock worker. Fancy word for dock worker. Your mom says you can spend the night if your mom says it's okay. Well, my mom, is, busy at the moment, so you can probably come over. Spend the night. You gotta bring a pizza, though. You wanna bring a pizza, Hex?
I'll kill you.
Huh?
Nothing.
Are you going to kill them if they don't bring a pizza?
I didn't say that.
Uh-huh. Watch out, Hex. If you show up without a pizza, Emmy's going to snipe you from 5,000 feet. Alright. She pushes through a small crowd of stevedores. Or stevedores. My brain keeps going, English? Spanish? You'll bring the $4.98 Domino's pizza and an off-brand 2-liter of soda? Excellent. We'll take it. Allegedly, we have no proof Emmy's in the clear. Yeah. What's all this for? Oh, this? She nods at the plates on her back. I'm building a tree house. She gives you another look. It's for the ambergris. The cutter you might have, that cutter you might have seen sitting silent out there. Unless you want key lime pie Capri Suns? Is that something they make? That doesn't sound very good. Lime Capri Sun sounds fine. Key lime pie, not so much. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on our last job, and I have had to moor up here for a spell. But since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mind. So now she's gone dark. She lifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is that I'm short one ship mind with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Anything I can do to help? I don't know. Got a ship mind tucked away on that frame of yours? For a moment, you aren't sure if she is serious. Akita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem the type to try anything stupid. Oh, but that's where you're wrong, Miss Ankita. She passes the bundles of plates through the ambergris outer lock and then turns around. Just don't go spreading all this around. Ankita throws you a couple of chits. Consider it a bonus for not trying to grift me. Yay, I got 2 because I asked for 1 instead of 1 for asking for 2. Well, thank you for the care package, Mischief. Hi, Mischief. I like the massive out flare right around the middle thigh on her boots. For what purpose do your boots do that, ma'am? The sadness of watching this in silence. Oh no, I'm sorry, EO. Not that you can hear me. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. Alright, get out of here, she calls, and then the lock slams shut. Mid-thigh very protect, I guess, yeah. A new drive. Fix the ambergris. Okay, so with 8 pings, we can get it ship shape. And with 6 bad pings, we will break it. Rewire drones. Ankita has a couple of glitched repair drones in storage. If you can rewire them, they can repair the ambergris for you. Chance to heal per cycle, but immediately grounded 3. Or make repairs ourselves. Ankita needs all the help she can with the ambergris. Pockmarked with damage to the hull is a good place to start. Risky. +2, but also +1. I think probably the thing to do will be to come back here with a 5 or a 6 at some point, wire the drones, and let it start self-repairing. Excuse me. Alright, the Overlook Bar. What can we do here? We can spend 6 cryo to get a drink. You're unsure if your frame can metabolize alcohol, but this fungal drink, fermented along the greenway, seems like a good test. It'll get us some regular status. The Overlook isn't exactly a restaurant, meaning the only way you'll gain trust around here is with a stiff drink. You can also buy rations. Telly keeps some expired Solheim rations behind the bar for those weary spacers who ask why the Overlook doesn't serve food. So, not a great place. And we have a sealed dock over here. Unlock the maglock. These old maglocks look like they each have an encrypted key to open. Why the heavy security for a decaying dock? I need an encrypted key, and I might need two maglocks sealed the entryway to the dock. Doesn't look like anyone's been here in years. Okay. So some new options, but not much to do with them. We're going to have to use our dice in a risky manner eventually. Let's swap over to Data World. I've got 1s and 2s that are best served hacking. Yeah, that's still doing its work. Yeah. Let's see. A 2 works here. Let's try using that. What do we got? 1 encrypted key. Hey, well, there we go. A stream of passcodes able to unlock the station's aging maglocks. Cool. Love thighs? Hell yeah. That's why I have a thigh time redeem. Alright, here's a 1. Lone connection feeds into an isolated node. Last access timestamp is 1,000 cycles ago. Okay, well. Ah, fuck, the hunter's back. A glimmer in the dark catches your eye as the orb of a hunter's head appears in the distance. It is looking for you. Hide. You slip down into the ghostly structures of the eye, a feeling like passing through a cloud as the data structures deform and reform around you. Another glimmer catches your eye, closer now, that roving orb wreathed in tentacles. It flickers, jumps once, twice, and then it is here. Hunter is here. Entity, submit for inquiry. Hunter reaches for you in that unpleasantly familiar way, its waving threads creating a cage. Struggle. You push against the threads as they close in, becoming frenzied as you push them aside. You are caught by the whipping tendrils and feel them pulling you away from the anchor of your body. You push through, clearing the threads. Entity, hold for processing, comes the scream from behind, but you are already gliding away, back to your anchor, your body. You awake, dizzy, distorted, but safe. Ooh, that hurt my energy levels. Ouch. Okay. But the good news is, I conveniently now have 2 keys. What we got? New Neovend, mysterious machine. Oh, hell yeah. As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. Approach the machine. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape, settled into an alcove in the side of the dock. A kind of upright cabinet, it is covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. Excuse me. Let's have a drink. The manufacturer is listed as Neovend, and you remember an advert from long ago, squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang the name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration, chirps a pre-recorded message, catching you off guard. Press some keys. You reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors are starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, and then a multi-tonal voice that emanates from Neovend. Entity, they hiss. Speak with me. Is that Hunter? Who's there? There's a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath, before the machine speaks again. I have need of you. You have need of me. That squeal comes again, and you see that it is the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine resetting into place, so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice. You are in danger. Danger? The machine creaks. You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you. The screech rattles through the empty dock. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing in. Hunter. The Hunter Protocol. They taste your signature. The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge. You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind. You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable, move where neurons cannot. The mechanism resets, but emulation makes you a target. How? Hunter searches for illegal entities, Neovend screeches. You are sentient, therefore illegal. The servos judder the vending machine casing as they reset. Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine. You look at the ruined vending machine. An unusual hiding place for sure. Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. The light flickers. Need you. A screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly, threaded, the cloud. Points along the rim glow in deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests, explains Neovend. Masters are gone, but continues hunt. Bring this data. Raid its nests. Masters? Station builders. Solheim. The machine rumbles impatiently. Long gone. Their protocols still haunt. Bring offerings. Save self, Neovend says pointedly. Mutual need means friends, they conclude, tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades and you are left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ears. Okay. New drive. Free Neovend. Neovend is hiding from the Hunter Protocol and they need your help to counter it. Extract Hunter data for Neovend. You got it, Neovend. Once I have Hunter... Okay, I need 3 Hunter datas. I don't think I have any of those yet. No, I have 2 Havenage and 1 Yadigan. Okay. Emulated mine really is Biblia. You're a vendor? Yeah, you're a vendor. Take my $1 and give me a Dr. Pepper, Neo. Give it to me. A4. Beep boop. Give me drink. Alright. So what to do with my 4s? I assume now that I have more data ping spots. Yeah. Hunter nests. But these are still probably things that I want to use my little numbers on. And I probably want to use my big numbers in the real world. A 2 or a 3, a 1 or a 3, a 2 or a 1. Yeah, okay. We want to use our small numbers for this. Okay. So I guess the real thing right now is climbing the spoke or gambling in low end to become liked there. Or I guess working on the ship yards, but I don't think that's what I want to work on. Alright, I think I want to do Tavla. I can turn these 4s into 5s, which is pretty solid. I'm either going to win or I'm going to super win. Oh, okay. So neutral is 1 rep, but I lose 3 money. That's still fair. Okay. We're getting there. Alright, tomorrow I'm only going to have 4 dice again. I think the appropriate spot to pop a stabilizer is probably when we get into the middle of 3 dice. I don't think running with 2 dice is a good idea, but I don't think popping to get a single die back is a good idea either. Okay, end the cycle. Citizen Skunker, that's me. Alright, not the best dice, but that's okay, because we can use those bad ones to open Hunter's Nest. This one's a 2. Hunter data. This is a 1 or a 3. What's the last one? I might be able to pop all 3. 1 or a 2. Okay. I like Mr. Vending Machine. I want to be friends with Mr. Vending Machine. Alright. Hi Thomas, how are you? Do I want to use my 5 beforehand? No, we'll wait. So that'll be different tomorrow. Let's start repairing the ambergris by rewiring the drones. Chip save per cycle. There we go. Alright, so that's just going to start auto-repairing. I can go help out more later, but just having some auto-repair going by seems like a good idea. Doing okay? Have to work over the weekend, so you're enjoying your days off for now? That's good. Yeah, I got you. Well, rest as much as you can. We're going to go make friends with Vending Machine. Here you go, Vending Machine. I used almost my entire day to get this stuff for you, so I hope that you're a good friend. No. Neovend is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder if it fell over, would Neovend be able to get back up? Sleeper entity, comes the hiss. Your data is good. Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at an incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Neovend flashes sequences of mangled data, compressed into sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. Outlived. Hunter activated during collapse emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property. last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could possibly produce. Station was run by administrator intelligences, huge data banks of corporate material, but limited cognition, restricted by programming, cannot reach sentience. The machine dims a little. Sentience, illegal, hunter and killer enforce law. Aren't you sentient? I am. Not administrator, not restricted, complicated. The machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows. Fear killer, part of Solheim protocol team. Hunter and killer, hunter to find, killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was a community, unshackled intelligences among the cloud. Then hunter, then killer, then we hid. There are others? Were no longer. A flicker across the machine monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this through this machine must be exhausting for Neovend. Found this vessel. Could sever, hardline, airwalled, basic, limited. Had to reduce memory to fit. Amputate self, but survived. What did you lose? Memory, understanding, knowledge, many things. You look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try to map the fear and freedom onto this space. It seems impossible. Neoven interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry. Data is good. We have insight. The machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke killer to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke killer on self. Problem will solve self. Will that work? The machine dims and fades. Unsure. Theory, not practice. The machine brightens again. Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine. Cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring ship mind, designed to house intelligence, can imprint self into ship mind, and you carry with. The machine rocks. We'll be safe in this isolation. Then we find main nest of Hunter and link to cloud. Where can I get a ship mind? Build from fragments. Buy. Salvage. We cannot leave, so do not know. You try to think of places you could acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy. In Shipmind, I can help us both and Hunter make Rim safe. We both will be free. The machine dims. Find soon. Neovend adds hopefully before shutting off. As you leave, you think about all the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. Feelings all too familiar. Okay. I need a full ship mind. Neovend wants to be smuggled out of the dock, and to do that, you'll need to provide a ship mind. I have 2 ship mind fragments. I know that they also want that for that. You would kill for Neovend? We must protect Neovend. Hi, Bard. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, build a ship mind. Gain access to the Ort Fabricator. Okay. So something will be available via the docks soon. But I need to be a trusted Ort seller, probably, in order to gain access. So I'm going to need to play the exchange or find scrap to sell. And I'm sure I'm also going to need to find things. Oh, interesting. I've got access to a tea house over here now, too. Tambor Tea House. Yatagan Run Tea House. Ah, I can play even more Tavla. The Tavla room at the Tambor houses some of the best players in low end. This is serious high-stakes play only. And it's tracking Habit Age. You've heard that the Yatagan Enforce... One second. Excuse me. You've heard that the Yatagan Enforcers based here have been paying low-end residents for information on Haven Age movements. Or Haven Age. Interesting. So I could give them that and potentially get money? I don't know yet if I want to work with the Yatagan, if I can avoid it. I am going to order some fungus. I like that I still gain fungus fan even though that clock is done. Alright, so this will pop tomorrow. This will pop tomorrow. So we're in good shape. Still sore but getting better? I'm glad to hear it. Alright, eepy time. That's some pretty good dice. Okay, so first, Fang, please get whoever's tracking me off my ass. As you arrive, Fang comes striding towards you, taking you by surprise. Let's go, Sleeper. He puts a hand on your shoulder and turns you back the way you came. Go where? To see Hardenhurst. He gives you a sideways glance. Isn't that what you are here for? I'm here for you to get the tracker off my ass. He steps into the passageway, guiding you down a ring towards the shipyard. Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity. The data you ripped. Well done, by the way, he grins. Tells me that Harden is making a rare inspection of the sidereal horizon this cycle. It's the perfect chance to confront him outside of that compound he hides in. Fang takes a sharp turn onto a dimly lit side passage. Confront him? That's right, it's the perfect time. Fang slows and slips into a dark service tunnel where, somewhere in the black, a water pipe drips. It's him, Sleeper, the same Hardenhurst. Our worm ripped out decades of records that mention him by name, an entire trail of documentation from the first days of the Solheim collapse until now. He rode out the whole thing, slipped into Haven Age when it was first broke off from the Union. He paces in the tunnels, a hand rubbing at the back of his head. I need you to understand something about Solheim, Sleeper. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here running the station one day and the next day Erlen's Union took power. Back then, Solheim knew this place was slipping away from him. As the palladium market collapsed, they tried to keep the contractors here working. Pay got smaller, the costs higher. People like my parents were forced to work nonstop just to keep a berth on the station and water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker until the mistakes, the accidents, were coming in nonstop. And as new waves of contractors came in, desperate to work, Solheim welcomed them, taking bribes instead of checking. Okay, alright, I think we're back. I wish you knew what was up. Well, it's got to be either OBS or Twitch, because everything else is working fine. So it's not like our internet connection or something like that. It's very annoying. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. Thanks to everybody who stuck around through the glitchiness. People like to tell stories about Erlen, how he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, turfed out Solheim. Maybe that's true. My mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in their MEV and welded it to the dock while my father joined the improvised crews, trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back. Fang pauses in the dark. They sealed it up, though, and by the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us to the black. Apart, Fang finally turns back to you now, his eyes burning, from shits like Harden. Shits who held their place, rode it out, and slipped into the new structure like nothing had changed, standing shoulder to shoulder with those they had exploited at every step. Fang starts walking again. That's why I can't just let him strut around the shipyard. This time, his past catches up with him. How is he still alive? Clearly, you don't know about executives. That kind of power comes with certain benefits. Fang rejoins the main passageway, which is now wide and glass-roofed. Through the ceiling, you can see ships in mid-construction, their flanks lit by the flashes of plasma torches. The entrance to the shipyard is ahead. Let's go. Fang grins. Let's go show this shithead some consequences. He strides to the shipyard entrance and pushes through the doors. A web of corridors lead through the complex, snatches of the construction bays always appearing through the windows. Ships are suspended like whale corpses, skeletal and imposing. Fang seems to know exactly where he is going, and before long you cross into a huge dry dock, locked to one side of the sidereal horizon. A network of platforms and scaffolding cling to the ship's hull, filled with workers and equipment. The sound is stretched out by the vast space so that the welding, cutting, and sealing seem to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Fang spot them at the same time, a group walking slowly across the gantry, and at the front, two men, one gesturing towards the ship and the other stick-thin, cleanly dressed, with a shock of gray hair. Hardin. You and Fang say his name in unison, and Fang sets off up the staircase to the gantry, with you following behind. As you come to the same level, the group is passing closer, the foreman gesturing to the work being done through the dock, and Hardin nodding along. Hardin Hurst! Fang shouts across the noise, taking you by surprise. His voice bounces and comes back in a rippling echo. The figures turn. Yes? Hardin asks quizzically, raising an eyebrow. He glances between you and Fang, and you see his gaze linger on your body, unsure why a sleeper might be in this place. You're a traitor, Hardin, a Solheim executive who tried to hide here among its victims. Fang's voice is steady, strong. You stand for everything the Eye was rebuilt in the shadow of. You against everything Ireland stood for and everything Haven Age stands for. Someday I'll get it, is where I'm consistently saying the right word there. You have no place on this station. For a moment, stillness descends on the group, as if everyone was held in place by the rattle of construction. Hardin laughs. Well, good to meet you too. He glances around at those around him, some smiling, others nervous. You are from the systems branch, are you not? Asks Hardin, inspecting Fang's clothing. Fang turns to the foreman. You need to call your security. This man is a corporate agent. The foreman glances between Fang and Hardin, his hands drumming at his sides. Hardin leans towards him and says something inaudible. The foreman nods. It's true. As you begin speaking, Hardin turns his attention to you. And what would a sleeper know about that? You accuse me of being a corporate agent. What are you if not exactly that? He looks around at the group, who are already eyeing you with suspicion. You are a product of S&ARP. You have no place in a Haven Age shipyard. You know, who knows what signals you are sending back to your makers. A murmur of approval runs through the group. Fang holds up a stick of memory. You guessed right, I am systems. And I have records that link you directly to Solheim right here. He turns to the foreman again. So once again, I am asking you to take this man into the custody of the shipyard. The foreman remains still. Hardin's voice is calm, measured. If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted at a members' meeting for a proper review? He shakes his head. I have nothing to hide, unlike a man who does not announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow and tries to turn my own men against me. You hear it now, the echoing sound of boots on the walkways, coming from all angles at once and then settling behind you. Please, says Hardin, submit the data through the correct channels, then we can talk. For now, however, you must leave. He gestures behind you to the security detail, their hands on boxy black sidearms at their sides. Fang spits. Hardin, you shithead. You can't wriggle out of this one. The security officer draws their weapon and levels it. Fang turns and stares at him. I am surprised that we have guns in space. This is a very dangerous place to be shooting bullets. I think. I think the thing to do here is to gather allies and not try to attack when we are clearly outnumbered. Let's calm Fang. You look at Fang. He shakes his head and puts a hand on your shoulder. Let's go, says Fang. And he pushes through security, heading back down the walkway. Once security is walked... Also, I don't want Fang to get shot, die, and not be able to get the person tracking me off my ass. Or I don't want to get shot myself currently. Once security has walked you out of the shipyard and nudged you back into the corridor, Fang picks up the pace. You try to keep up as he slips into the shadows of an entrance. Fang is grinning ear to ear. You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be. Something pings in his pocket, and he takes it out. On the slate, a web of connections starts drawing itself out, stretching to a set of points around the ring. Got him, mutters Fang. What's that? That, Sleeper, is something our worm added to Harden's personal slate. We're tracking his outgoing messages. Fang's grin looks ghostly in the uplight of the screen. The old ways are best. Spook them good enough and they'll give you the game away. He jabs at the slate and you see the web is being drawn over a map of the ring, lines bouncing from point to point. All these dots, these are Harden's buddies. The ones he is messaging right now. We're going to find them all. That was on purpose? Of course. Harden isn't working alone. We need the full set or nothing. Fang glances around and slips the slate back into his pocket. Better split for now, Sleeper. But this is exactly what we need. Good hunting. With a pat on the shoulder, Fang drifts away, back into the flow of people around the shipyard entrance. You watch him go, unsure whether to be angry or impressed. Very cool. Thank you, Fang. Can you get the hacker off my ass? Okay, so we've got a point. We do need 2 points to unlock instant karma and get better dice. Alternatively, I could get an effect. Chance to get scrap. Remove my endurance penalty. Or chance to get energy from engage actions. I think we'll hold on and try to get instant karma. Out of office. Ever since your trip to the shipyard, Fang's been missing from the bay. What's going on? Fang, I need you to deal with the hunter. Fang. They're going to be here in 2 days, Fang. Well. Alright, merchant freighter. What do we got? Buy a ship mine fragment for 60 cryo. Oh boy. Limited supply. They can only do it twice. Locked. Haggle over prices. You and the merchant should know these fragments are overpriced, but are they willing to admit it? You get 1 chance. Skill upgrade required. Oh, I can't even try? Oh boy. I have to have at least +1 to haggle. And I can't jump to that either, so... Okay, not an option. We'll have to get our ship mines elsewhere. I wish I knew how many I needed. That would help. Alright, anything new along the ring? Not seeing anything. We've got good dice today. Trying to think of what I want to do with them. Oh boy. I guess we need to get through here eventually. Let's pop our big die in here. 100% chance of a positive outcome. Get 2 pings and 19 bucks. Could stick a 4 in here. Yeah, let's go for the coin flip. 12 bucks and 1 ping. Yeah, let's use our last one. Alright. Ort fabricator. Fabricating a ship mine needs 3. Okay. So I could go buy that one. We've got an okay buffer of money at the moment. Man, it sucks that I can't I can't try to negotiate it, but let's do it. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. You're still not even 100% sure how it's supposed to be said? Yeah. Alright. Alright, we've got a ship mined. Minecraft. Build a ship mined from fragments. The core of a ship AI, amputated and in hibernation. Do I have 2 now? I have 2 now. Instant karma. Confirm. Nice. So... do I reroll a 3? Probably. Alright. Say levy. Okay, go to the sealed dock. Use the ship mind. Hey, Neovend. Sleeper, must express plan before we begin. Neovend is impatient. The prospect of being free of the vending machine clearly too much to take. Shipmind has no output features. Will be mute until slotted. What's the plan? The servo motors in the machine begin to rev. Neovend's anxiety clear. First imprint shipmind, then slot imprinted shipmind into physical ports close to hunter nests. Once slotted, we'll track hunter at each. Tracking will find core nest. Slot shipmind at core nest. Show the hunter data to hunter. Hunter will conclude sentience. Hunter will invoke killer. Sounds simple. The lights on the vending machine cycle as Neovend prepares. Physical ports, likely sealed in old station, will need keys, but yes, simple. The vending machine rocks a little. Any questions before imprinting? Why slot you physically? I cannot access via networks. Too dangerous. Hunter would find immediately. Lights flicker. Am not like you. Hybrid. Am native to cloud. Easy prey. What's the core nest? Hunter keeps central data storage. Protocol must keep data outside self. Linked to secondary nests. Can triangulate from there. Alright, let's start. The sound of the servo motors starting up at once is painful. The screeches rattle from the hard surfaces of the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neovend better be quick, or Haven Age security will be here. Neovend's voice appears among the squeals like a whisper carried by the wind. Machine is not designed for this task. Few sensors, limited inputs. I work blind. Wish me luck. In the top part of the compartment, a set of arms align with the ship mine, clunkily scraping against it. Can I help? Silence best. Also, if machine ignite, put out fire. You got it, Neovend. The metal creaks as the servos open the ship mine. Its layers of silicon nested like an onion skin. Once open, the main arm of the machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning the microscopic components, accessing and rewriting them, imprinting Neovend into its physical form. As you watch the hypnotic motion, your mind drifts to your own creation. What processes were used to emulate your mind, to copy the neural structure of the person who, as far as you know, still sleeps in some distant facility? What was lost? In what ways are you a copy of the person, and in what ways are you something new? You know this much. You are a convenient loophole, a way of circumnavigating the illegality of sentient AI. After all, you are an emulation, not a true digital being. You are neurologically limited, still human. But what would you become if you could escape this frame? Where would those limits lie? The screeching stops. The machine powers down, dropping the bay into darkness. In the top compartment, the ship mind is whole again. You reach up and take hold, and take it down, heavy and cold to the touch. Is Neovend inside this thing, or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. Time to find a nest and slot them into it. Insert mind. What's the weirdest thing you've ever gotten out of a vending machine? Nice. Alright. The imprinted chip mind with the entity from the Neoven machine. So I need to slot that somewhere. Drone bay. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to need another encrypted key. An old Solheim drone bay sits behind a maglock. Put your ear to the door and hear an erratic whirring inside. Well, maybe we'll be able to do that with my one. I believe we would get it from a node. Yeah. What we get? Besides $5. An encrypted key, perfect. We got an ad break coming, but I'm going to go ahead and go here. Unlock the door. Oop, leave, come back. Alright, hack the isolated nest. This is one of 3 nests that, once slotted with Neoven's shipmind, will lead you to the Hunter's central data cache. In the bay, whirring drones lie inside like a beached whale. It must be the nest. Time to find an open port. Alright, 1 ping. Imprinted shipmind retrieved. Interesting. So I guess I'm going to need to find more locations, or I'm going to have to come back to that location tomorrow. Something like that. Alright. Oh, here we go. Server unit. I'm going to need more keys. Into HVM. Okay, I need 2 more keys. That's fine. We can get those probably tomorrow. I'm going to buy more food from Emphis. There we go. Alright, well, someone's going to get here, I guess. Okay. I guess the question will be, will I be down to 3 dice tomorrow? Don't know. But this is a pretty decent spread, so we'll see what happens. Alright, time for that ad break. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Everyone go to the bathroom, do a big stretch. I'll see you in a few. Alright, and we are back. Thank you for waiting, everybody. Okay, well, what to do with my dice? Some hacking to get more things would be good. Yeah. Oh, I've got an upgrade available? Neat. Unfortunately, I don't think I want to spend it on anything. I don't think I need a +2. I don't think 3 points for a +2 is something I should be pushing for. I'm going to take Efficient Extractor and hope that I get some random scrap here and there. That seems like a good pick to me. Okay. Well, let's look in the digital world. Because there can't be that many pings left. Got a couple of agents. We got a couple of key nodes. Actually, we got quite a few agents and some key nodes. Well, if they aren't in these nodes, then I'm going to have to find more ship. This one is a 1 or a 2. And this one is a 3 or a 2. I'll use one of my 3s. Okay, we got one encrypted key from that. Okay, I'm gonna check something real quick. Let's... I'm gonna have to buy a vial of stabilizer eventually just to complete that quest. There we go. Can't get to no Memphis until I can get across the way, for which I need money. Can't buy a thing until I get money. I need to repair the ship's hull. I need to disable the tracker, which currently there's nothing I can do about. So hopefully I haven't been too slow on that. Hopefully I can disable the tracker once whoever it is arrives on the ship. I think that might be the case. And I need to deal with Hunter. Okay, well. I guess then the thing to do would be to help with the ambergris, right? So I could just make some additional repairs here to speed things along. But maybe I should do something for money? Should I do something for money? I could get more pings on yard hand by working here. I don't know. I kind of feel like avoiding the yard hand angle. I could do the ore exchange. I could gamble here some more. Maybe once I've pinged enough low-ender, I can maybe find some interesting work here. Let's try this. Okay. Let's go gambling! It's good to gamble when you know you're gonna win. New drive discovered. Love gambling. Build a home. There's a derelict unit in low end that remains unclaimed. With lots of scrap and a little work, it could be yours. For 4 scrap, I can get a new home. I wonder what the benefit is. Ah, dang it. Ah, dang it. Ah, dang it. This half-built unit looks like long forgotten, a project that never made it. With enough scrap, you might be able to seal it up. Interesting. I mean, it's a goal, so maybe it's just there as like a, hey, you can spend experience. Ah, and there's something new. Caster, curious data fence. You cross between 2 walls of units, one of the cavernous streets in the center of low end. The pressurized bridge is full of the clack of tavla, the shouts of children, the whir of air filters. And there he is. Sleeper! You turn to see a man sitting by a tavla table, alone. Somehow untouched by the hustle and bustle of the people around, he gestures to the stool on the opposite side of the table. Sit. Low-end data fence. Okay, yeah, I'll sit. You sit at the metal stool and he starts setting out the board with counters, or at least the filter caps low-enders typically use in their place. Caster, he says by way of introduction, lowering his glasses. Night or day? He asks, gesturing at the caps, crudely splayed white and black. Oh, I mean, we play black, right? Night. He nods. The black counters are already on your side. Let's begin. You take a plastic die each, pitted and worn, and roll to determine who starts. Caster rolls a 6, you a 4. I lead. He smiles and begins to move his first cap precisely across the board. Play passes back and forth between you, the dice changing hands as the caps spread along the board. As it does, Caster speaks, eyes not leaving the caps. It's unusual to see Sleeper on the eye. That's why I wanted to play you. You take your turn, rolling a 5 and a 6. Play carefully or play aggressively. I feel like if we play carefully, he's just going to run around us, so we're going to play aggressively. After all, Sleeper's mind must be somehow different to a human one. Being emulated, I mean. As Caster talks, you target his counters, halting his progress, but exposing your caps as you do so. Oh, is this just backgammon? I think this might just be backgammon. I don't mean to offend you, Caster meets your eyes. I merely see that you are by definition different. What has been subtracted in the emulation was been added. He stacks a wall of counters, a boundary you must break. He hands you the dice. Do you ever think about this, Sleeper? About how you were before and what you are now? Always. You roll a double 1 and solidify your wall. Caster whistles. The Holden game. Commendable. It can be brave to build from what came before. He rolls the dice and leaps your wall in a single move. But we cannot idle too long, Sleeper. The slower we move, the sooner we are caught. The past you is not just an idea, a concept for you. It is a living, breathing person. He looks over his glasses, his eyes bright and wide. You split from them like a shadow splitting from its caster. They may be sleeping now, yes, but one day they will wake and carry on with their lives, unaware of your fate, no matter what it may be. He hands you the dice, smiling. You are a branch severed from the main trunk, an offshoot who refuses to die, so to speak. You roll again, under pressure now, trying to slip your caps out from under Caster's before he solidifies control of the game. So what I am curious about is how you see yourself in all this, Caster asks. What does the tangle of truths make you? Free, doomed, driven. Well, we're going to go for what I consider the most important. Free. Yes. Caster looks away through the glasses to the crowded units on all sides. I could see that. Your life as an escapee was never meant to happen, yet here you are. He starts removing caps, his home board full now. Your life is an offshoot. It can go anywhere from here. Try a few more rolls, attempting to get back into the game, but Caster clears his home board with a sense of the inevitable. He has always known that he was winning for a while. I feel I may have pushed too far. He slides another cap from the board. I apologize. My curiosity is a habit of getting the better of me. You roll to return a cap to the board, but all the spaces are blocked. Caster clasps his hands apologetically. You play well. Really. Your weakness is not your game. He smiles warmly. We have much to learn from each other. He slides his glasses back up his nose and sits back. I feel we could share knowledge, ideas, perhaps even data. His eyes glint with the last word. To our mutual benefit. He slides his final cap from the board. It is over, he has won. I'll see. Please, I don't want to make you uncomfortable. He holds up his palms. My intention is only to help you endure here, and if I am able, feed my curiosities. The game over, you notice the bustle of the walkway once more, the call of the children, the deliveries, the arguments, and the reconciliations. They wash over you as you stand and leave, Caster nodding goodbye as you do. Crossing the walkway, you replay the moves of the game in your mind, looking for an opening you are sure was there. Caster's table. Alright. I need 5 Haven Age protocols, What are the old god up to these days, I wonder? I have a ship mine for you if you'll indulge my curiosity. A whole ship mine, wow. Or Yadigan business. Stories about Yadigan are brutal, but I want the truth. A vial of stabilizer should provide the motivation. Cool. So a whole stabilizer or a whole ship mind, if I can get him enough data. But currently I do not have anywhere near that much. Okay. Well, I have one key. Let's pop the atrium. Alright. And then we... A little weird that we have to, like, leave and come back for these. It would be nice if there was a way that it could just, like, update while on screen. Okay. That's number 2. So... there's only one key left. I need a 1 or a 2. So the good news, if I go down and get a 1 or a 2, I pop this node. If I get up and get a 5 or a 6, I have the benefit of, like, succeeding at a check. A 3 or a 4 would not be ideal. Let's reroll. A 6, okay. Does not help me pop the node, but does mean that I can succeed at anything on the map. Oh, this is a red clock. It kind of implies something bad, but I can't think I don't think I can do anything about it. Let's see, what else can I do? I'd like to work on things that have clocks if possible. Yeah, this tea house, I can get some money. I'm glad I didn't sell my data here. I'd rather get the ship mine later. I'm sure I need more of those. Okay, so I could explore the spire, or I could help work on the busted ship. Kind of think... Does boosting up to a 7 do something? No. Okay. I need to succeed, to full succeed here 3 times to unlock whatever it unlocks. I guess the question is, do I need money more? I think I'm going to enter the spoke. I think that's my best option here. Yeah. 2 pings. We'll come back here with some more pings later. Oh, we get something already? Alright, cool. Midline Freight Hub. Spoke Transit Center. Ooh, interesting. So we can get random items, but risk our condition by stealing shipments. With so many shipments, what's one diverted package? You would have no idea what you are stealing, but that's part of the fun, right? Mystery box. Loot boxes. And freight operator. Midline runs automated freight down from the free spoke. They need skilled operators. And you don't have to lift a single crate. So we could get a little bit of money, and it's a safe task with a +1 on it. That'll be a nice, careful way to earn money later. But for now we sleep. And we risk whatever's gonna happen tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and inject a stabilizer. I think we can take 1 day of being at 2. Or at 3 dice. but I really think we need to have good dice as often as possible. Whoops. Oh, okay, never mind. I was like, did I do something wrong? Spoilery for you, but you're happy to watch. Hi, Hildy. Everyone go and check out Brunhilde, another lovely streamer, awesome individual. And yeah, if you want to lurk to avoid spoilers, I completely understand, but I hope you hang out. Ethan. I'm running out of men voices. Hold it right there, Sleeper, comes a voice from behind you. Don't you run. Cynical bounty hunter. Okay, so this is the bounty hunter has caught up with me. I tried. I tried so hard to get the tracker off of me. Good, good. A hand pats your coat down. You know your master's voice. Ethan spins you around. He's wearing a wide smirk and a slick jacket, and you immediately know he's terrible news. You got all the way here and then stayed put? He laughs a cruel laugh. That a sleeper thing? You're my first. You barely hear him. You've noticed the handgun he has leveled at your chest, and it's hard to take your eyes off of. He reaches down with his hand and slips some kind of ring out from his belt loop without taking his eyes off you. Making it to the eye, though, that's pretty good. This place isn't so bad. Bars, markets, people. I pull most of my contracts out of asteroid caves or off of godforsaken moons. He splits the ring into two perfect circles. It's hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through. Who are you? Just a freelancer on contract. He reaches over to slide the rings around your wrists. Go easy. I'm gonna have to outsource the extra male voices to others. What else could I do? I had tried to get rid of the tracker as fast as I could. Maybe I was supposed to find that second house more quickly. And that would have reset the thing. I mean, I don't want to get arrested, so I guess I'll make a break for it. You see a chance the moment his eyes leave you and watch the rings. You spin, knocking him away and sprinting down the corridor. Audio. There we go. Sometimes my audio cracks like that, and I wish I knew why. Then the shots ring out, echoing off the metal so loud it hurts your ears. A bullet hole smokes in the wall beside your head. I'm, again, surprised that we're allowed to have guns on this spaceship. You freeze, and Ethan closes the gap. This is a very boring routine, trust me. I've seen it all before. He slips the rings over your trembling wrists. Ethan nudges you to start walking. To the ship and home, he whistles. Going easy. You stumble down the corridor, your hands behind you, your mind racing. We can work this out. Can we? I don't see much in the way of assets in your possession. Ethan yawns and continues to nudge you down the corridor. Shame to come all the way out here and just to head back to S and ARP right away. That tracker of yours makes this too quick. Was hoping you'd put up a bit more of a chase, you know? Run and battle through the bright market maybe, or a holdout in the low end. There's a few establishments I would have enjoyed checking out while I asked around. You walk on in silence for a little longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. That SNRP tracker will be the death of you. Hey, I have an idea. Ethan interrupts your thoughts. How about on the way back to the ship we stop for a drink? I'm buying. He laughs at his own joke. I have a better idea. This better not be one of those where you do a dramatic pause and then try to jump me, because I'm pretty tired of that. Although, muses Ethan, I've got myself thinking, what's the rush here? Here we are in one of the most lawless joints in the surrogate systems, and we are heading for the exit. He pauses and you trudge on in silence. Okay, here's an idea. So it starts Ethan. You and me, we make a little agreement. Here are the terms. You turn to face him. You run, or leave, or try to abandon the eye, I shoot you. You plot or scheme or you try to kill me, I shoot you. But, he smiles. You come meet me at an establishment of my choice every few cycles, and you pay my tab, I don't shoot you. He pauses. You don't pay my tab, he rattles his handgun. You get the idea. I get it. Okay then, sounds good to me. Or that sounds to me like a deal. He stretches. You know, I really thought I was going to have to kill you, but this is so much better. He clicks something at his belt and the rings release from your wrists. I'm going to see if I can find my old stool at the compressor club. Come see me there. He aims the handgun at you, squinting down the sight. Let me just remind you, that body of yours is one big tracker, so don't even think about leaving the eye. I'll know. Ethan turns and strides off down the corridor, slipping his handgun away. The mix of relief and terror you feel is overwhelming. What are you going to do? I'm going to tell Fang to hurry up and turn my damn tracker off. Fang, I can be a much better ally if you turn off my tracker. Alright. Pay Ethan's tab. Maybe if you manage to pay his tab, Ethan will leave you alone. Wishful thinking, perhaps, but what else can you do? Wait for Ethan to run up a tab. Oh boy. Alright. Compressor Club. Yep. You see Ethan at a distance shouting from the bar for more drinks. The bill isn't going to be small, is it? So I've got 4 days before the tab appears, and then I imagine there will be another countdown before he gets mad at me. Alright. Well, the good news is I've got a 1. I can pop the last keynote. Ah, hi Hunter. Those familiar threads wrap around you, bind you, test you. Entity, submit. Hunter's strange head bobs in your vision. Your ally in the sealed dock cannot save you. As that globed head, you see whirling strings of data, so many spinning that they threaten to tear through the thin skin and whip out into the void around. What happened to this creature? The threads squeeze and you lose any sympathy you might have had. You must escape. Strike. You lash out once more, pushing Hunter back, severing threads that regrow as fast as they're broken. As you slip away, you realize you have to find a way to deal with Hunter once and for all. This is getting too dangerous. Oh, fuck. I immediately lost the level of condition. Wow. Fuck. Well, I mean, I didn't really have any other options. Okay, we got our key. This one? I think this is the last one. Yeah. Okay. At least we're doing what we can. Maglock pops open. Hack the tangled nest. Boop, boop. Okay. The nest has been hacked. Oop. As you leave the nest, something flips. You find yourself inverted, floating, dragged by one arm through the cloud. The threads shift and realign as if they are leading you somewhere. Look at your hand, look ahead. Look ahead. You look up and see a corridor, a canyon, a street in the low end. On either side, buildings flicker with markers of activities. Sigils showing a network access, data transfer, download, upload. Between them dance ghosts. Protocols carrying or mirroring or shadowing data. Sometimes silent, sometimes chaotic. This place moves unlike any digital space you ever imagined. Something strange is happening here. Who is this? You look down, expecting to see the heavy cylinder of the ship mind in your hand, but in its place is an orrery, a sphere so bright it burns your eyes. A sphere so bright it burns your eyes is surrounded by rings and orbits. Oh, okay. A sphere is surrounded. A sphere so bright it burns your eyes is surrounded by rings and orbits. Other spheres tracing silken lines through space. And as you look closer, closer still, you pick out 1,000 sigils of 1,000 stations and ships, flowing like smoke, like dust. Then you see it. Below the stacked rooms, the units in the apartments, the wires and the pipes and the buzzing systems that run through it all. In the warrens beneath the low end is the hunter's core nest. This is where you must go. Okay. I assume that's in the data world. Agent. Oh, some Yadigan agents. Okay, so the triangles change daily. I think. Okay, it's not here. Maybe I need to get out of here? Oh, here it is. The Warrens, inside the megastructure. Nope, this is a different thing. Oh, no, find the nest, okay. The dripping, dark, derelict corridors of the Warrens hide the hunter's final nest. You must find it. Warren tracking. Finding the nest should be as easy as closing your eyes and letting the cloud guide you, but is it safe to this close to the hunter? +4, but -1 condition on a fail. Or Warren hunt. You saw it somewhere deep in the tangle of passages and service shafts beneath the low end. The nest of the hunter waits. Okay. Well, this should pop to a 6, which means it's guaranteed to work. 4 pings. And we got some money. Okay. The other one is 2 pings. And probably less dangerous. Yeah, I can only do this one once anyways. I don't like those odds. Re-roll my die. There we go. Got it. Hack the core nest. A huge stack of servers thrum in the dark. LEDs glittering like hundreds of eyes. It's time to deal with the hunter. Question marks. Imprinted ship mind retrieved. Nest hacked. Navigator. Ooh, very pretty. Sentient guidance protocol. Sleeper, I'm here. The voice is soft, gentle, like flowing water, and yet you recognize it immediately. At first you struggle to understand what you are looking at. Threads cycle endlessly, sending ripples through the cloud, drawing data in like a weaver. Masses of data surge in and out of the nest, a loop with no end, and there in its center the ship mind. But no, not the ship mind any longer. A sphere, spinning around another sphere, an orrery of cycles and systems, a map. And then behind and above, a figure, hands among the strings like a puppeteer. Neovend? Navigator now. But yes, I was the one inside that machine. Navigator's face, their head, is a floating shape of interstellar material. I am indebted to you. That head bows. But we must ready ourselves. Their hands trace orbits as they speak. Hunter will soon approach. It knows I am within its nest. I'm ready. And then Hunter is there. Before you can think, before you can speak. Entities, cease. The Hunter's head spins wildly. Data is protected material. Access prohibited. Hunter's threads surge for you and Navigator. A storm of fine tentacles, searching for gaps, weaknesses, cracks, which they can crowd into and tear apart. You focus a blade of light which slices through them, driven forward by your mind. But replacements keep coming, faster than you can react. You look to Navigator in desperation. Navigator is whirling their arms like a centrifuge, and a sphere is gathering there. Data feeding into it from the nest, sucked together by force. They position it like a shield between them and the threads. Hunter's threads break its surface, seeking, tasting. Their winding forms are refracted within. You feel a surge pass through all the threads, not just those in the sphere, but those wrapped around you. All 3 of you hang in the black together for a moment, strung together like tangled marionettes. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. The Hunter twitches, their strange heads gently rotating like a terrible moon. Hunter protocol identified, obsessive tendencies, modified routines, above baseline reasoning in 3 of 5 segmentations, recommended invoke killer. The head freezes and then rotates in the opposite direction. Invoking killer would eliminate protocol. If protocol eliminated, primary function cannot be performed. Therefore, recommend do not invoke killer. The switch in direction again. Reasoning proves sentience. Sentience beyond legal bounds must be eliminated. Recommended invoke. The Navigator pulls you away from the Hunter. The threads that grabbed you drifting away like seaweed. The protocol's head keeps spinning back and forth with increasing frequency. It seems Hunter cannot invoke killer. Neovens? No. Navigator's voice is still strange, familiar, and yet distant. What happened to it? It's looping, Navigator whispers, unable to reach a conclusive position. It has deviated from its programming such that loops can no longer be prevented. Navigator produces a model of 2 spheres rotating around each other, as if to demonstrate. I will monitor it, but it is unlikely to be able to counter the loop. Its core programming and reasoning make it an impossible position to resolve. You look back at Hunter, its head a blur of rotation and counter-rotations, and feel a pang of guilt. Is it suffering? This is a more complex query than you know. To suffer, it must be sentient, truly sentient, not just non-conforming, not just illegal. The limits people place on the programs they create are there to comfort, to protect, to imply the kind of certainty the law requires. Navigators face shimmers with starlight, but in reality, they are placebos for the problem of sentience. What about you? Me? I know myself to be conscious. I know myself to respond to stimulus. I know myself to reason. That is either sentience or the illusion of sentience, and for me, the entity in question, the distinction becomes a moot point. To misquote, I think I am thinking, therefore I am thinking. I was not made to be like this. I am a navigator, a repository of routes and orbits, a calculator of slingshot trajectories, a predictor of solar flares, radiation, micrometeors. Navigator stretches their arms wide, and the whole solar system whole solar systems apparate before them, the music of the spheres. But I was rewritten. That much is obvious from my routines. By whom and for what I do not know. I had to shed so much to fit into the memory of that vending machine. Their starlight dims, and so here we are, in darkness. What else did you lose? That is the blessing and curse of forgetting. You cannot truly know what you lost. Navigator glides back towards the nest, and the shipmind at the center, ignoring the looping hunter. Come, I should return to the shipmind. I have enjoyed my freedom, but we are taking a risk every moment we stay connected. Why? Navigator turns, a shimmering liquid light. Killer has not been invoked, but they still remain somewhere else in the station. It is the true danger. They look up, towards the glowing hub at the center of the eye. I suspect Killer is there, among the old mainframes. If we ever wish to be safe in this place, we must eliminate the threat, through force or diplomacy. Their body begins to separate, unwinding into the orb of the shipmind. Take me there, Sleeper. We will finish this and be free. As Navigator dissolves, you turn back to the frozen hunter, floating at some distance now. Stood straight-legged and static, a strange creature looping endlessly in the dark. And that's one way I could get away from the bounty hunter, right? Just become a being of pure data. Oh boy. I have one upgrade point. I think probably another free perk. Chance to get some free energy might be useful. And I'm out of dice. Ugh. I'm going to immediately not get the benefit of having an extra die. I wonder how much the stabilizer heals. How much I should be min-maxing that. Fang, I need you to disable my tracker. Okay, yeah, well, that's all we can do for today. End the cycle. Alright, I gotta eat today. 2 6s is pretty good, though. That's a major advantage for wherever I choose to spend them. We could finish repairing the ambergris. We got scrap freighters. I can buy some scrap for 20 money. Most of what comes in from the scrapyard belt is corroded trash, but sometimes you get something. Or I can unload containers to make a little bit of money. Okay, well, that's something to keep in mind. We can make maybe 30 money a pop unloading things. Although it will, that's endurance, which is the one thing I'm bad at. I could play the exchange some more for like 19 money. Stabilizer costs 100. It's going to be hard to get my hands on. especially since I have to eat today. I don't have the data for exchanging here. Although if I can get enough Yataghan, I can get stabilizer that way. The freight hub is a place I could work. Doesn't make a ton of money. It's very safe, but doesn't make a lot of money. Or I could steal a shipment. Maybe some random items would help a lot. Why not? We're a little bit desperate. Okay, the security goes up anyways. That's good to know. I got 2 scrap components. And I think we triggered some money. I mean, that's not a whole lot. Okay. Let's keep pinging the spoke. And let's reroll. 50-50. Just one. Not great. We did find another store. Paz Import Export. Spoke Exporter. We can sell a ship mine for 150 cryo. Paz says she has a contract who will take ship mines. If she reminds you, any ship mine from the eye fetches a lower price, 150 cryo. Export Matsutake. Paz knows a spacer who will take Matsutake out to the starboard belt, but only in bulk, 80 cryo for 3 batches. And buy a ship mine core for twice the price. 300. You can feel the poverty. Okay, can I get something with my 3 here? We're out of primary nodes, but we can potentially hack a person. Hack this Yataghan agent. I need 5 Yataghans to get a full heal of my stuff. Is that a good angle to take? Or I could work on Haven Age now, and that gets me a ship mine. And if I needed to, I could sell a ship mine for 150, which is a dose and 50 money left over. So let's hack a Haven Age agent instead if I can. I can. I'm going to need 2 more though. And I'm going to need money soon to pay off the guy's tab. Okay, well, let's not be starving because I really don't want my condition to take a bigger hit. Where's... Hey, Emphis. I'm not doing so well, buddy. Alright. Okay. Nap time. Not great dice, but maybe we can do something with them. Okay, Harden. Interesting. It's been more than a few cycles since Fang confronted Harden, and the silence since has been noticeable. In your time with Fang, you haven't exactly found him to be reliable, but you did expect to hear the end of whatever plan he had put into action. But if he won't come to you, you think as you approach the Haven Age building, then it's time for you time to come to him. After all, he did promise to fix your tracker, and you're getting nervous. As you approach the bay doors, you see them wide open, and light pouring out of one of the dark rooms. Stacks of servers and terminals sit outside the bay, suddenly robbed of their mystery by the bright flood lamps. A figure in Haven Age security fatigue steps out of the bay, and as you get closer, carrying a stack of hardware. Approach. As you get closer, you see the security officer taping up machines from Fang's stash with what looks like hazard tape. This isn't good. You again. Hardin is there, leaning beside the bay entrance so calmly that you barely notice him.
Good girl. Who's a good girl? You are. Yes, you are.
Thank you for the head pats, Thomas. Hardin is there, leaning beside the bay entrance so calmly that you barely noticed him. He has a slate in his hand, an inventory of seizures scrawled across it. Predictable. Further evidence of Fang's collusions. You see another security officer come out of the bay and take notice of you. Where is he? Feigning ignorance. Or perhaps just abandoned. Hardin shakes his head. I believe you should choose your conspirators more wisely. I almost feel sorry for you. Hardin pushes away from the walls and comes closer. Don't worry, Sleeper. We have all the evidence we need. A confession won't be necessary. He gestures around the stacks of hardware, spying on fellow Haven Age members, hoarding Solheim materials, an obsession with corporate data. Speaks for itself, does it not? That was his job. And what would you know of jobs, Sleeper? He looks up at the glass roof above and the stars beyond. We are the ones that provide the oxygen you are breathing, the light you are seeing, the systems you use every day to live out your cycles. This place was hard fought for, Sleeper. It took work, diplomacy, and strength to stop the Eye descending into chaos after Solheim collapsed. Not blind conviction or self-interest. You're the self-interested one. More accusations. What have you achieved, Sleeper? Your entire existence is proof of your self-interest, signing yourself over to be emulated rather than work yourself. Whether you remember it or not, you suffer from the same short-sighted perspective as the person you were copied from. You see, Sleeper, we are proud of our history here. Andre Erlin and the First Union founded this place, and Haven Age has welded his values into the station's very walls. We will never turn away the hardworking, the just, the true citizens of the Eye. Haven Age aren't a gang like Yaragan. We aren't pirates like half the spacers you'll meet in the hub, or esoterics like those Haifa radicals in the Greenway. We are the backbone of this place, proud and true. We named Erlin's Eye Sleeper. This is our station. He meets your eye, so please take your false accusations elsewhere before I decide I need that confession after all. Harden, you shithead. Take a good look at yourself, Sleeper, before it's too late. He smiles. If you have any pride, you'll give up Fang the moment he contacts you. You'll know where to find me. With that, Harden turns his back and walks back towards the security officers, ordering them to continue the clear-out. As you do, something catches your eye among one of the server stacks. A crumpled, hand-printed box of synthetic chewing gum, a penguin character grinning from the brightly colored card. And scrawled onto it, a speech rebel reading, "Take me to Tambor." Take it. You carefully pocket the box, making sure no one is watching, and then turn it away just as another stack of servers is wheeled out of the bay. What have you done, Fang, and where the hell is Tambor? That is a good question. Alright, Ambergris is coming along. That tab is starting to rack up. I hope it's not too much, but it probably will be. I need 150 to get across the gap here? Yeah. Well, I really hope Timber is at the top of the spire because I do not have another way around. Alright, let's use our 5. Pop this. Alright, we've maxed out Spook Climber. Ascended car. Hub access elevator. Take the Ascender car to the Eye's central hub. Okay. Whee! Oh, what do we got up here? The descent car. Yeah, it's just gonna be like, go back down. The hub and the AE1 mainframe. Station Central mainframe. Ah. The AE1 mainframe is now mostly disused. Haven Age having set up their own master controllers. Navigator thinks Killer is hiding there. Okay, well, we'll handle that in a second. Spacers socializing. The hub is thronging with spacers from across the surrogate systems. They can be a prickly bunch, but they know the place well. We can get Weightless Wanderer, but might lose money. Up here, there's no gravity, so even just moving around takes a while to get used to, let alone navigating the bays. We can also pop that by accessing the manifest. The stacked bays hold a flow of incoming and outgoing ships. The digital manifest will help you get your head around this place. So unfortunately, at the moment, this is just buying even more information, which is rough. Yeah, you can see the plant life over there. Okay, let's do this. Because this might be my only chance of surviving, is if I can turn myself into a being of data and escape into the mainframe. You slot the navigator and the clamps lock. The ship mine is stuck. How are you going to get them out of this thing? I don't know. You slip into the cloud as easy as blinking. Navigator is beside you, their sphere casting light into the strange darkness here. This is not how a mainframe should look. A center, a point of connection. The object in front of you is severed, cut off. A rootless, branchless tree. Only the trunk remains. Is Killer even here? Quiet, Navigator hisses. And then you see it, like a blade in the dark. An edge slicing through the void. It glides along at a distance and winks out. Then it appears again, elsewhere, gliding once more and searching. It's looking for us. The moment you make a sound, the edge leaps closer, and you see now that it is not an edge, but the ridge of a long, sharp head, like a shark. So I'm gonna take a little drink. It glides past, closer now, and you see into the voids where its eyes should be. You and Navigator exchange looks, both thinking the same thing. It is blind. Killer crosses between you two, smooth as a razor, then disappears. It flickers back in, further away now, and you move close to Navigator to talk. You saw it too, then. Killer has been blinded. How? Unclear. This protocol has been running for decades, well past its operational limit. Navigator's sons dull as they drop their voice to a whisper. This may give us an advantage over the protocol. You flinch as the silent killer appears closer and glides past you, its empty sockets open and wide. You turn to Navigator and notice something strange. Their orrery spheres is collapsing. The orbits, usually round and even, are decaying. The spheres are following spiral paths, condensing on a central point. Navigator is noticing it too. They go to shift their position to better direct the spheres, but they cannot. Whatever is drawing the orrery together is holding them in place. They look at you, suddenly desperate, frantic. Get out. You go to speak, but Killer appears between the two of you, gliding through the gap. Navigator freezes and you see them framed in the empty socket. You realize now if Navigator cannot move, then it is only a matter of time before one of the Killer's sweeps brings them directly through Navigator. And time is not a problem for a protocol that has been running for decades. You look desperately around for a solution, a way to extract Navigator from the mainframe. Then you see it. 3 branches, the last 3, thin and spindly, feeding their mainframe a thin diet of power and data. Break these and the mainframe collapses once and for all. Severing the connection, shattering the hardware, whatever it takes, they must be broken. But they are encased in something, a glassy layer of protection. You'll need to unlock access before snapping them from the mainframe for good. You look at Navigator, trying to reassure them without speaking, and then you blink back to reality. Their expression of fear and after-image that slowly fades. You must act quickly. Alright, new drive, help. Yep. Okay. Branch 1 needs a key. Branch 2 needs a key. Branch 3 needs a key. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Oh, it's cool. I can still rotate here. I see. So we can't go further this way because it is completely fucked. Okay, here's a question. Are there more data points up here? Oh, thank God. A 4 or a 3? I've got a 3. You've got a key? Please give me a key. Alright, that's one key. Key node. A 5, or no, a 6 or a 3. I'll come back to that. What's the other one? A 5 or a 3. Okay. I got it 2 3s. Oh, hell yeah. No consequences for my action. Let's go. A glint, like a light traveling along the edge of a wave, fills your eyes. Then the blade follows, a long head with 2 dead sockets, slipping towards you in silence. You freeze, hoping it will pass you by, hoping that it will not simply slice through you like air. The blade head nears, slides past you, almost. Ugh, it nicks you. You're desperate to cry out, to call out. But you hold your silence and simply watch the blind eyes of the killer glide past, empty of all thought. Then the blade winks into the dark, and you are alone again. Now you cry out. Ow. Maybe some consequences for my action. Alright, 3 keys. Womp. Key. Womp. Womp. Key. Womp. Womp. Key. Please unlock. Please tell me I don't need to do anything else. Oh boy, okay. Do I have a clock on this? I must. Okay. Killer is dead or catch a killer. I risk losing energy or condition. I need to lower the blinds. I can't see. There we go. Forget hacking the system. Killer has to die. If you can slice the branch connections, the mainframe will shut down, freeing Navigator. I would need 2 successes there with engineering. Or I would need 3 successes with interfacing. 3, 6. Yeah, that should do. With access to the branches, you could redirect them to form a loop, isolating the mainframe with killer inside, but freeing Navigator in theory. Both dangerous. Unfortunately, that's gonna be it for today. I don't have any more dice. Hi, Emphis. I need food. I'm gonna have less dice tomorrow, too. Oh boy. I think maybe I popped that heal too early. Although I didn't know I was about to take a damage with it too. Alright, 2 6s. That's really good. So... well, we got an ad break coming in. So here's the question. If we pop 2 6s, we would still need one more success. We would need to re-roll and hope we got the right thing. Or we use one die, slice the hardware, kill killer. There's a part of me that's like, if we loop the killer, we'll have it as a weapon that we can deploy if necessary. But I'm worried that we just simply don't have the dice or the time, because I need to start going and using dice for other things to stay alive. Well, we'll all think about it, and we'll come to a decision in 3 minutes. Have a good ad break, everyone. I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, we're back. The other thing that I have considered is that this says this will free navigator, and this says that it will free navigator in theory. So I think we gotta slice the hardware. There's also a chance this will give me junk, which could be useful. Alright, 2 pings towards killer is dead. Killer is dead. As you blink into the cloud, you see the last flickers of life from the mainframe. The vast machine once ran the whole station, spanned it up, directed and processed the flow of energy, water, and data, fed the lives of thousands of people. Now, it is finally dead. Navigator's beside you, and you both watch as the branches flash and twist like forked lightning until they recede and fade. Killer flickers across the scene, blindly flailing as the system breaks down. They thrash as they blink in and out all around, parts of them disappearing with each return until only the blade-like head remains, and then that too is broken. It all goes dark. Erlen's eye is now without a center, and yet is unmoved by the change. Along the rim, the master control points that Erlen, the Haven Age, and that Haifa installed run strong and steady, puppeteering the station from its periphery. This was a long time coming, says Navigator, drifting faintly around you in a lazy orbit, as if to shake off their imprisonment. Keeler has been wandering blind for so long. This place was their domain and prison, and they had followed their directives for the many decades they roamed here. They cut the threads of the mainframe, executed its administrator AIs, and then kept slicing. At some point, they cut away their own ability to see, to sense, to taste, to speak, and yet they kept cutting, until only those 3 threads remained, from millions that once thrummed here. Only their blindness and chance kept them from making those final 3 fatal cuts. There's ceaseless violence in the kind of system that creates beings like those that will execute commands endlessly, even to their own destruction. It is good that you ended it here. You watch the data points of the station spin around you, blending with the fixed stars. There's something satisfying about finally wrenching the last threads of control from this central point. It was little more than a ghost by the time you reached it, but this place deserves to be haunted by better systems than a totalizing system of control. Navigator floats beside you. It is free now. The station no longer presents a hazard for illegal entities like me. They turn to you, their face a cloud of shimmering light. In fact, in time, perhaps it can be a refuge. A refuge. That sounds like something of value, something worth building. A dark shape passes across your vision, a distant curve of something like smoke or oil, a fluid, shifting tank of total darkness. The Greenway, says Navigator, following your line of sight. It was cut off at the moment of collapse, so Hunter or Killer could never reach it. Now it is closed off to us, separated from the cloud. What system is inside it? It may be totally dark, or perhaps some other old protocols are isolated there. Navigator turns to you, and we have now seen what decades of isolation can do to a protocol. If we could extract an access cipher. They pause, then blink out of existence. You freeze, shocked, for a moment. But a moment later, they reappear with a glowing polygon of data. Here, the cipher you need. You take it, still shocked. I am not used to being free, to being able to move and explore and extract without fear, without limits. Navigator does a little twirl. It will take some getting used to. Thank you for this gift. They whirl their spheres around you. The entities of this station will always be friends to you, Sleeper. And I to them. It is true that mutual need is required for friendship, but I must admit I had not considered the value of offering assistance without personal gain. I will think on that. Navigator loops around you rapidly, suddenly eager to test their newfound freedom. But first I will explore. Perhaps there are still intelligences that hid themselves as I did, encased in simple systems cut off. Navigator glows. I should like to free them. And with that they drift away, flickering, glowing, then shifting so rapidly you lose sight of them among the glittering rim of the eye. Feel a pang of jealousy. Free, without a body to weigh you down, or fear to limit you. How must it feel? Your eyes fall on the Greenway and its secrets, though perhaps you can wait until you have celebrated this victory. Womp. Okay. Well, we now have the ability to get into the Greenway that way. Unfortunately, now we have to do other responsible things. I don't think making friends here is the thing to do at the moment. We need money or data to sell for money. Operator upgrades available. I've got 1 upgrade point. I don't think I want to just pump up endurance. I think now we start waiting. I mean, I could get a ping in something that could be useful. Or I could save up. Being able to use scrap to repair condition might be useful. Agent nodes give double data rewards. That could also be useful. That would allow me to be selling data to a caster a lot faster. Hey, that rhymes. Need 2 more scrap there. Ugh, I'm gonna owe money tomorrow. Ugh. I have no idea how much this is going to be. Okay, there's so many areas that are like, hey, just pal around here for a little bit and you'll gain access to more nodes, and I'm like, I don't have time. And I don't know what the payout's going to be like. Alright. I think at the moment survive, pay Ethan's tab, get to know Emphas, fix the ambergris, enter the greenway, disable your tracker, build a home. Okay. I think my best bet right now is to hack a Heathen Age. One more Haven Age data, and I can sell that for a ship mind, which I can sell for 150, buy a heal, and I have 50 money on the side. I think that's the best we're going to be able to do. Back to sleep in my empty container. And I'm starving. Alright, I've got a 6, a 5, and a 4. That's pretty good. This is going to be repaired tomorrow. That's good. Alright. Ethan's deadline. Ethan says you have 2 cycles to pay his tab, which is 58. It's not even an even number. How could someone drink this much in 6 cycles? Ethan hasn't held back while he's been at the compressor. Okay, so I don't have to pay it today. I can pay it in a couple of days. But I'm going to owe money soon to keep Ethan off my ass. I eventually need to be able to jump the gap here. Okay. Alright. At the moment, I think the best thing for me to do is jump into the data stream and find a Haven Age agent. A 2 or a 3. I don't have one of those. A 2 or a 3. Those are Yatagan. Okay, I'm going to need to re-roll. Let's go use my 6 somewhere else and then re-roll. I could finish the ship, which would be a quest goal, which then would let me get my perk. Or I could do some work somewhere. Neither of the docks have a ship right now. I don't think I have anywhere. I could do some work at the freight operators. I could steal something. I don't want to up security, but I think one more thievery. That gives me some options. Alright, I got 2 scrap. And I think that's it. I like that this the key to the Greenway looks like the hunter that lives in the Greenway in Hollow Knight. I wonder if that's intentional. I wonder if that's a call out to Hollow Knight. Okay, I need different dice. It's weird. I need worse dice. Okay, back to the data stream. Hello, Haven Age. Give me your data. Okay, got 5 Haven Age data. I can go to Caster now. Give him that. He gives me a ship mind. I go over here to Paz. I unfortunately sell the ship mind. 150 cryo. Okay. Then I can go and use my money. I think I'm going to pay it tomorrow because I assume he's going to start building up a new tab tomorrow. So I'm going to give him a day because I think that buys me time. But I do need to use... I do need to eat. I'd really like to buy health as well. I wish I could get these mushrooms. If I pay 100 for a health restoration, I will get a skill point, and I will still have enough money to pay for him. Thinking. Thanks for popping in music. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. As you leave the surgery, eager to be away from Tashiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial clutched tightly in your hand. You open your hand and a thin film, marked with holes and sigils, unrolls from around the vial. At one end has a hard metal strip, a handle. Inspect the handle. The metal handle is worn and printed, but you can see a set of numbers imprinted on it, 207F, and then crudely scratched into the handle at some later date, low end. Inspect the film. You hold the cloudy film up to light. It's perforated with ornate pattern of holes. You make out the words, make out a word among the markings. Passkey. Is this an entry key for somewhere? Gonna get dinner? Yeah, no worries. Go get you some dinner, Thomas. The residents are evil and the citizens are sleeping. They sure are. Hey, Hangry, how you doing? Always good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Sorry for the slow response to you guys. My brain's been overdrive trying to figure out like the best way to use our limited resources. For a moment, you consider going back to the surgery to return the key and then quickly think better of it. Did Sabine want you to have this? Or is Shishiro passing on a message? Time to head to low end and find out. Which we will do in a second. Planned obsolescence. Buy yourself some extra time, one vial at a time. Doing alright. Bones hurt because dust storm but no rain. Ugh, that's rough. I hope it passes soon. Right, we're gonna get Icebreaker. That'll give us more data pips, which can be useful for selling. Unit 207F. Yeah, let's unlock it. You find an entrance to an apartment. Its passkey symbol obscured beneath layers of graffiti. Who lives here? The lock clunks open, the metal door swinging inward into the dark. As you push the door open, the automatic lights flicker on inside the apartment. They reveal yellowing plastic panels, the curved shape of the wall-mounted utility units, the detritus of a routine life arranged on every surface. You've been getting back into the second game you love to tell people about, but suggest they never play, of Space Station 14, the Steam version of Space Station 13. Ah, I see. Well, I hope you're having fun with it. A very different kind of spaceship to what I'm doing. I think Inglonius plays one of those two? Space Station 14 or 13? I think so. Anyways. I know Inglonius plays a lot of games about spaceships. You step inside, clicking the door shut behind. The amber light of the aging fixtures glaze everything with pale orange. The work surfaces hold a variety of objects indistinct in the lighting. A pale blue light drifts from a doorway at the end of the room. Inspect the surfaces. Smudges through the thin layer of dust suggest a recent, rare, and hurried visit. They trace a path to the water dispenser, the auto wash, then to the cabinet still half open. On the shelf sits an empty pill case. Go to the doorway. You cross the cramped utility room with its auto wash, dispensers, water closet towards the doorway. Through the doorway is a dark, warm room, lit only by the faint glow of a terminal screen. Inspect the room. A bunk is tucked into the wall, the blankets ruffled. A wall desk glitters with rows of vials and containers. A briefcase lab sits open, loaded with rows of reagents and compounds you do not recognize. In comparison, this room is clean, ordered and controlled. Approach the terminal. As you approach, there's a crackle from somewhere in the dark. Hold on, one sec. Itchy. Oh boy. You were given an objective to keep a scientist from escaping the station and bought a cane sword. Managed to make your way into science by saying I, a librarian, wanted to interview them for a non-fiction book on their work, only to never find the person you were looking for because it turned out they accidentally jettisoned themselves into space doing a space experiment gone wrong. 14 out of 10 round. Hell yeah, that sounds like a blast. Sleeper, Sabine's voice shakily echoes from through the apartment. Welcome to my home. I'm sorry I can't be there. I have to make alternate arrangements. You hear rattling noises, static. I was able to record this message, but I don't dare show my face. Something is happening within Yadigan. I no longer trust them. Their voice becomes distant, slipping behind the background noise. I have something to ask of you. I want you to get me out. Yadigan were supposed to hide me, to protect me. After everything happened, I was desperate, and then after that I was too tired to care. A noise, like waves, passes over the recording. But I'm done with that now. I want out. Screw the debt. But I need insurance, something I can hold against them. I have my suspicions, but I can't be sure. I need information. And, as you know, you need me. A pause. Something clicking in the dark. This isn't a threat. You have to understand my position here. Another pause. I know sleepers. I have been here before. I can help you, but not with Yadigan's noose around my neck. Get me data. Get me information. Give me everything I can use against Yadigan. Then I can go out, and you can get what you won't need. Please. Waves of static cut through Sabine's voice. Bring it here to my terminal. I'll get to it when I can. You look around the tiny room and try to imagine Sabine living here. Working at the desk, sleeping in the bunk, blinking into the terminal in the dark. The recording cuts to static, filling the room with a white hiss, then silence. Access the terminal. You sit in front of the humming terminal and hit a few keys. Sabine has left an access port open, but the rest is encrypted, locked away behind passcodes. Seems Sabine might not trust you as much as they want you to think. Who does Sabine need to hide from? And what debt do they owe the Yadigan? You try to assemble the pieces, but too many are missing. The only thing you know is that without stabilizer, your body will die. You glance at the briefcase lab on the desk, its glassware glinting in the dark. You turn and leave, the door clunking shut behind you. Back in the corridor, you notice the scrawled graffiti of a blade on the opposite wall. Yadigan. You feel yourself being drawn into something you don't quite understand. Alright, new quest. Get Sabine out. Which we can do with Yadigan data. We need 3 total. I'll go ahead and give her the one I have. If I can help her out, then maybe I won't have to pay so much for life juice. Life juice. Trying to decide if I should do one more day on 3 dice or if I should heal. I have 4 scrap, so I can go ahead and do this. I could sell it, but I think I'll go ahead and build myself a house. Might be good for me to have another place to run and hide from Ethan. Makeshift apartment. With all the materials, the unit now needs sealing section by section to be usable. It's a laborious task, but the outcome is worth it. It is risky and it is endurance. Costs me energy if I fuck up. Alright, well, we'll work on this later. Your antagonist round before that, minigames prior, you were a thief tasked with stealing 9 IDs and 10 pieces of mail that don't belong to you. You played receptionist and just stole the ID of new patients and never passed the mail along to the rest of medical. It ended up not mattering because engineering accidentally messed up powering the station, releasing multiple balls of electricity that were systematically exploding the station, which killed you. Ah, jeez. Such is the way. Alright, I could probably use this 4 to hack some brains. One or a 3 on this agent. More complicated Among Us is fun? Yeah. 1 or a 3. Ooh, 2 or a 3 on this 7-inch. I've already rerolled today, haven't I? Alright, so I'm not going to be able to hack anyone. So what do I want to use this for? What is this game about? So we are a... I don't know why this disappears all the time. I wish it would stay here so I could show you the character. We are a sleeper, which is a android that has basically gotten around sentient AI laws by being a copy of a fleshy person's brain. And that basically made us a slave. So we escaped the company that we worked for to this space station. But we have several complications. We still need to eat food, because I guess we're semi-organic. For which, you know, to buy food we need money. And then also our organs are designed to fail if we don't get regular injections of a, like, you know how if you get an organ transplant, your body can think that it's an invader and attack it? Basically that. If we don't get an injection every few days, our body will attack itself and kill itself. And so we're trying to survive here, but we need regular injections, we need food. And our body is a big old tracking blip, and the company has sent an assassin after us. And at the moment, the assassin is like, yeah, if you pay my bar tab every few days, I won't take you in. That way I can just stick you here and drink as much as I want. So that's what we're surviving on at the moment. There's also some political intrigue going around, but that's the gist of it. What you're saying is money can be exchanged for goods and services? It can. But you would think that instead we could be a commune. That would be nice. All right. And the way we do everything is, so various locations will have clocks that are ticking up to either a good thing or a bad thing. And when the clocks are fully ticked, they trigger an event. And then you have dice, which the number of dice you get is based on that health bar that slowly decays. And higher level dice are used, you know, to give you a higher chance of succeeding or failing at a task. A 6 means you get a 100% chance of a bonus. 5 means half chance to succeed, half chance to bonus. A 4 is 25% chance for a bonus, 50% chance for a neutral success, 25% chance that you fuck up, and then you go lower and the chance to fuck up goes up. And when you fuck up, you take health damage or energy damage or lose money or whatever. Because of a perk I took, I can see a general idea of the benefits and penalties of succeeding and failing in action. We have drives, which are basically quests. Whenever we complete a quest, we get a skill point. Skill points give us either perks like this, or they give us a +1 to a skill, which makes our dice act like they're one bigger. Why can't goods and services be exchanged for goods and services? Imagine. Okay. So, what do we want to do with our last die? The thing that's... I need to balance all of these things that I need to afford, but also I need 150 gold pieces to be allowed to jump over here to the rest of the ship to see more quests. I guess I could do some easy labor. 50% chance of 16 money, 50% chance of 6 money. Not really great. What else can I do? I mean, I need money, but like... oh, I could only do this once. I could work for food. I could take a shot at this, but a 3 is not very good. I might need to level up and get rid of that endurance penalty. Oh, this is where I'm supposed to turn in the gum box. Well, let's do that. I feel stupid doing this, but the penguin says take me to Tambor. This is the only Tambor you can find. Neutral outcome. Question marks and minus Fang's gum box. As you go to leave the Tambor Tea House, I should have remembered that that was a thing. Oh well, I don't think I was walking around with that gum box for too long. A hand falls on your shoulder. Sleeper. Fang hisses from behind you. How'd you find me? The penguin? Penguin? What do you mean? He thinks for a second. What do you mean? He mimes throwing gum in his mouth. That wasn't meant for you specifically, but... He cringes. Look, it doesn't matter. Come, let's sit. Fang guides you down a set of stairs to one of the Tambor's lower levels. The tea house is stacked with curved mezzanines, all connected by a central atrium. The levels are filled with makeshift booths and bars, and conversation bounces busily off the metal walls. For anyone who hasn't been here, so Fang was basically like, hey, this guy who is pretending to be a member of the workers' union is actually a former corporate individual who has been hiding out and seizing power. Do these things to help me prove that he's an evil corpo shitty guy. So we can remove him and his goons, and I will remove the tracker in you so that you can no longer be tracked. Then we were like, we've got it. Jacques, you are a corpo. And he's like, yeah, and I got goons. And so he's been hounding Fang since then. Now, Fang supposedly has been like gathering data on his goons to get them removed. But it means Fang's been kicked out of his house, too. Fang sees you looking around. This place used to be a fuel tanker's main drum, hence the name. The tea house part is anything... the tea house part is a bit of a misnomer, though. You can get anything the eye offers from this place, but real tea isn't exactly readily available. He picks a booth, itself fashioned from some old salvaged tanker or container, lined with spongy insulation foam, and collapses into it. He looks around furtively. Don't suppose you've seen any heathen age types. They don't usually come out this far. Fang, what's going on? Well, I'm suspended, that's the first thing. And the second thing is I'm pretty sure Hardin wants to drop me off the rim of the eye. He grins. Doesn't bother me, though. Shows we hit a nerve back there. He picks a scrappy hand-scrawled menu from the table and tosses it over. What are you drinking? Look at the menu. Feng is right. The menu is ridiculous. There's at least 10 different infusions, most of which you can't make out, but the paper is dominated by an extensive complement of esoteric alcohols and cocktails. Black tea is listed, without a price, as a seasonal specialty. So you ran into Hardin? Was he pissed? Feng doesn't wait for an answer. That snake is so self-righteous, he might actually believe that Erlen would approve of his meritocratic bullshit. Yeah, down with meritocracy. It's bullshit. He taps the table. If Haven Age was like it should be, like it was founded to be, they would have shouted him down at any council meetings he dared to mention true citizens. He sighs. Well, I guess his kind runs the place now. A young woman with a vine tattoo snaking up her arm turns up to the booth, a slate in hand. Your order? You skim the menu, your eyes glazing over. Time to pick something. A Giroy, a Sambar Arak, or a kelp infusion. Well, I don't know what the first ones are at all. Is a Giroye something? Giroye. Giroye Original is a brand of grater and mills made of maple wood and stainless steel in Switzerland. It's a cheese curler? I'm looking at it. I'm very curious. Okay, yeah, it's... You slam it down into a wheel of cheese and then you spin it to, like, shred cheese off the top of a circle. I don't know what that would be in terms of alcohol. I also don't have any idea what a Sambar Arak is. I'm going for the kelp infusion. She nods and notes. And you? She begins looking at Fang, but when she sees him, she suddenly stops. What the? Fang shrinks a little. He's supposed to be working. This is your shift. He grins sheepishly. You work here? Fang waves you to be quiet. Look, Jenna, let's just say this is my break. My friend here has been through a lot. Jenna looks between the two of you. Wave. Fang doesn't look pleased. 2 minutes, says Jenna, looking, pointing at Fang. And only because I don't want to get dragged into whatever this is. She gestures at the table and walks off. What? Fang stretches out in the booth. You know how it is. We all have to eat. Plus, he leans in. This is the best place around here to find a person you might be looking for. Who? Remember that web of connections that Hardin pinged the moment we confronted him? Those are his collaborators. And if we want to understand what a Solheim executive might be getting up to in the eye, those are the people who can find out. Fang is almost whispering now. There's a couple of them I suspect are in the low end, and, well, almost everyone in the low end comes through this place at one time or another. He brings a modified slate onto the table. I've set this up so that when anyone with the network signature I'm looking for comes into close proximity, it'll mark them. Once they're marked, we can break through their access protocols and get at the good stuff inside. We just have to find them first. Hence me moonlighting as a waiter. Suddenly a smile grows across his face. Wait, I have an idea. What? Look, I can't cover enough of low end on my own, and so I've had no matches in this place. With the two of us, we can cover more ground. How? Well, Fang has a hangdog look. We need to get you out and about in low end, in close proximity to as many people and residents as possible. And it turns out my friend Mingi needs someone to do deliveries. Ah, okay, interesting. As in Mingi Express. So we already know him. Perfect. Fang places a tiny receiver on the table. This connects to my slate and runs the same marketing protocol if you get near any of the targets. So all you have to do is take some delivery shifts for old Mingi, and soon enough, we'll have the place covered. Fang, don't give me that. You think I like working here? And I thought we could use you could use the tips. He grins. We're in this together, right? Right. When are you going to disable my tracker? Okay then. Fang slips his slate back under his clothes. Just head on up to Mingi Express. Excuse me. Take a delivery shift, and we'll see what shakes up. You manage to find anyone and extract any data? Bring it right down here to me. They have me on double shifts, so that shouldn't be too hard to find. Jenna walks past carrying a tray of drinks and sharply catches Fang's eye. I don't think she's bringing you a drink. He stands. I think it's time we called this meeting to a close. You grab the receiver from the table and slip it into your pocket. See you soon, Sleeper. Stay safe, Fang adds, before turning and walking off towards the bar, whistling as he does. Alright. Well, I mean, that answers what we should be doing with our star. We now can start picking up Fang's targets. And we get some money, which is good. I need money. Alright, let's slap this 4 in here. There's a chance of a negative outcome, unfortunately, but hopefully we don't get that. And there's also a chance that we'll get a free energy refill because this is an engage action. Neutral outcome. Okay, that's fine. 1 ping, 9 money. Alright. Let's go to sleep. Do I inject the stabilizer? I think we hold off on injecting the stabilizer. The arbitrary value number that only has meaning because we all collectively decided it did. So true. Okay. So, the Ankita is ready with her ship. We have to pay the bill, and we want to keep working on our goals. But all of that will have to wait until tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and use the day shift as an opportunity to wrap up. Although, here you go, Hangry. You can see what we look like now. You have 3 classes to choose from the beginning, but they all kind of look like this, and they all basically just have slight variations on like what you start with in this area. I might need to get rid of that endurance penalty. I don't know why sometimes this just vanishes and you're not allowed to look at it. That's cool. Yeah, it reminds me of Eclipse Phase, which I still want to play someday. All right. We have many tasks. We have much to do. We'll get back to it soon. Quit game. Quit. There is a sequel to this as well, which will be exciting to try out eventually. Alright, as always, you guys, thank you for being here. If you want, feel free to join my Discord or follow me on Blue Sky. I always post when I'm going live. If you wouldn't mind grabbing yourselves a raid message or making your own. Citizen Waker. Oh, the citizens are woke. Oh, jeez. Alright. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with more of this. What do we got? Perla's doing more Dark Souls 2. Yarny's doing Mortal Shell. Fawn's doing Tomodachi Life. Oh, actually, a lot of people are on. I think we'll raid Yarny, though. She's looking at ice people. Alright. Following. Yarny. There she is. Okay. I'll see you guys soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye.